JoJo Has Fun. Hi everybody. Welcome to JoJo Has Fun, an episode that's going to be a little different.
Normally on Wednesday we do. You know what? This is a no context playthrough for me.
It is a no context playthrough for Kim, and you can see our heads, which is interesting.
Yeah.
Also, this episode may have come out late because I edited it with a different program. Is strong arm the right term, Kim?
Yeah, I think that's probably appropriate. Although your arms are like your weakest point, so
They are definitely not the part. They are definitely not what I show off in my profile.
Yeah, if you were gonna strong anything with me, you would probably strong glasses me. I think.
I would strong glasses you because these are transitions, and I can transition from being a nice guy to a tough guy.
I'm pretty
Is that
sure
any?
that's
Is that
not
anything?
what that means?
That's nothing.
No.
Okay.
So yeah, you bullied me essentially.
We bullied you.
You nerd bullied me into making this character on the Dungeons and the Dragons.
Here at JoJo Has Fun, we're always hustling for the next big thing.
Although we can't tell my mother-in-law that we're doing this because she honestly
it's the devil.
She believes that it's Satan worshiping.
Yeah.
So we have to be careful.
It'll do that.
So I'm going to tell her that we played a sex game instead.
That's really okay.
I'll tell her we played a dating game about numbers.
We're gonna play Dungeons and Dragons as a stream. We haven't picked an exact date for it, mostly because Kim hasn't been able to figure out her schedule because she just started a new job.
I did. This is me working.
Yeah,
I'm very tired.
This is work.
I have to
Kim.
drive to Birmingham every day.
But we are going to play together a game of Dungeons and the Dragons, and in order to do so, Kim's going to need to have a character. And I think what will be fun before we actually go through that part is, Kim, do you know anything about D&D or role-playing games or anything other than what you've maybe absorbed from me via osmosis?
I had some friends growing up who played Dungeons and Dragons.
Already you're spinning a yarn, but go on.
But I was not allowed to play because I was a girl. And it was a guy's thing because it was the guy's dad.
Twitter's gonna love hearing this story.
Yeah, so it was the guy's dad would set up the Dungeons and the Dragons, and I was not invited because it was like a boy sleepover thing. Even though like I was invited to boy sleepovers, because that's the age that we were. Like it was okay for me to be there.
Weird.
No, I was like we were like between 8 and 10 years old. Like it was, and so.
But you weren't allowed to come up with like a orc to go and
because
like hunt.
It was like a dad thing, and it was supposed to be like bonding with the dad, and for some reason I just was not included in that. So I knew that so I have the understanding that you go over to somebody's house and there is a book, and then they make up a story, and then you eat snacks and you go to bed.
It's about right. You definitely do go to sleep sometime after playing D&D, so that's at least mostly accurate. And there is snacks there. If you don't have snacks, you're basically just doing fantasy taxes. So the way it works, Kim, for playing sake, is you would take on the role.
It's also dice.
It's also dice. So you would take on the role of a character, which we're going to make today.
Oprah.
You could be Oprah. We'll have to talk about who your character can and can't be, because it has to sort of. There are some caveats on who the character is and isn't. The particular campaign we're going to be running, it would be for a certain kind of person in their life, but the limits to that are incredibly broad. So you could be a lot of different things.
Okay, but I do want to be strong like Oprah, wise like Oprah.
So for those of you who are watching, what we intend to play is Waterdeep Dragon Heist, which is a campaign where the gang is going to do a lot of stuff, among other things, own a bar.
Oh, I like that.
It's actually super cool. And do a heist. That's the name.
Okay, cool.
Dragon Heist.
I'm into it.
D&D.
I'm a beginner D&Der.
You're beginner D&D.
Also, I can't stop staring at myself in the camera. It's very weird. I'm not used to seeing myself anymore, and so I'm just like, oh my god, is that what I look like to other people?
This is Kim and I. I don't know that we've been on face cam in quite a while, so this is us in quarantine still.
I can't stop. Yeah, I can't stop. Like,
so we're going to choose the
6
standard
people listen
character.
to it. Yes,
that's right. What's your character's name? Let's just start there.
I have to go name first.
Go name first, and please don't just say Oprah. We can use the fantasy name generator also.
Well, use the fantasy name generator just so I can see like what they think I should be named.
Okay, we'll use a fantasy name generation.
But I don't want to be stuck with that name.
Savannah Lovely Splash.
How do you feel about Ni'zan Watt? But let me see. I like to go to my cat a day calendar for inspiration here. So, could I be Ni'zan Boone? Boone, like Daniel?
Yeah, if you want to keep the name Ni'zan.
I do want to keep the name.
Do you want it the traditional spelling of 2 S's, or do you want to use 1 S, or possibly a Z, or an apostrophe somewhere?
Ooh, what about N-I apostrophe Z-A A-N?
Now that is a fantasy ass
Ni'zan
name.
Boone.
Ni'zan Boone.
Yeah. Okay, cool.
This is D&D at its finest.
Thanks, Cat a Day calendar.
Thank you, Cat a Day calendar. So, Kim, what do you imagine Ni'zan Boone to
That's a lot of
be like?
I'm not a bird.
Not a bird.
I'm not dragonborn.
Human, which is what you, Kim, are.
Okay, I'm a human.
You are a
you
human.
sure I'm not a human variant?
Let's take a quick peek. Human variants, they have you can choose a skill that you have. Have you chosen a skill as Kim?
Is farts a skill? Because I'm very good at it.
I believe you could be proficient in farts, but I wouldn't call it a skill.
I'm not going to be a human.
Okay.
I'm already a human. What is this tiefling?
Tiefling is someone who is basically part demon. In the game world that we'll be playing in, tieflings, they're closer to Vikings.
Okay, that's an interesting thought. Okay,
that's how I think of tieflings.
And I'm not going to be a turtle.
You don't have to be a turtle. But I did, just so you know, I bought turtle for my girlfriend in case she ever wanted to play, because she saw that turtles were available.
You can be a turtle.
You can be a turtle. Turtles are badass. They just have armor and they love to adventure.
There's a lot of different kinds of tieflings.
A lot of different kinds of tieflings.
What about, is there anyone that's sneaky?
This one, Legacy of a Glasya Tiefling. All tieflings can see in the dark.
Oh, that's nice.
They have +2 to charisma and +1 to intelligence, just baseline. In the heritage of the Glasya Tiefling, Glasya was Hell's criminal mastermind, which, given the fact that this adventure is going to involve a heist, that actually works really well.
Yeah, I think this is it. I think this is my person.
You know the Minor Illusion cantrip. A cantrip is a spell you can cast whenever you want. Minor Illusion means you make a shape, like something, or like a sound, and you can just do that whenever you want.
Ding, 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 ding.
Yep. You can also cast Disguise Self once with this trait, meaning once you reach level 3, you'll be able to disguise yourself to look like somebody else. And when you reach 5th level, you can cast Invisibility, which is very powerful.
Could I disguise myself to look like Oprah? Okay. Anyway, so yeah, let's go for it. That's what I want. Glasya Tiefling.
A Glasya Tiefling.
That's me, you guys.
It works perfectly. So yeah, you got all your cool stuff. You get extra charisma. You also get extra dexterity, which is really good. That's awesome.
Because we're gonna have a heist.
Or we can change what your picture looks like later, or we can get someone to make a picture for you. That would be cool. Anyway,
that would be cool. We know a lot of really good artists.
We do. Now we need to pick your class. In D&D, I'll present you with problems and monsters, and your class determines basically this is the way you would solve a problem or problems. And
what's the one that runs away?
Kim, you as Ni'zan Boone, you walk into a room, and there's a table with a pie on it, and in front of that table is a goblin. Now, what does Ni'zan do to get the pie?
Gives the goblin something that it wants in exchange for the pie?
what does Ni'zan want to give? Is it something physical, or is it something like emotional? Is it something like
I think it would be something
spiritual?
emotional. Like it would be like it would like tell the goblin something nice that would make it want to give them the pie.
Now, does it mean this niceness, or is it like more like a deceptive niceness?
No, I think that it's genuinely nice.
Okay.
What's a druid? Because I live in Druid Hills and in
What's a
Druid
druid?
City. Yeah.
Okay.
So in real
That's
life.
also a thing too. If you just see a name you want to look at. So druids, druids can cast spells. When a druid reaches 2nd level, they can turn into an animal. And when they reach 4th level, they can turn into a stronger animal. And this campaign will probably go to level 5.
Okay, I don't want to do that. I don't want to be a druid.
Okay.
What about what is a ranger?
A ranger is someone who is like, the way to think about a ranger, it's someone who prepares a lot to solve a specific kind of problem. So like a ranger is someone who would say like, I'm good at hunting bears, right? So all the things about them are set up so that when they fight a bear, they can kill it instantly. They have some magic. They're good at fighting. And normally like there's like some other special, it's hard to describe rangers because I think the consensus among the community is rangers are sort of they're not optimized really well in terms of what they're supposed to be.
So I shouldn't be a ranger.
No, I'm not saying that at all. I'm saying if you want to be a ranger, that's awesome. We could totally make Ni'zan Boone a ranger. You can also get an animal friend as a ranger.
Oh yeah, okay, yeah, I'm gonna be a ranger.
Okay, Ni'zan Boone, the ranger. As a ranger, the first thing we need to do is go over what your skills are.
Okay.
So what do you want to be good at?
I want to be good at perception.
That's a good one.
So like things that I want to be good at in real life. And stealth.
Okay.
And animal handling.
So you're very perceptive and sneaky, and you're good at taking care of animals.
That's what I would like, yes.
Those are all good things. So favored enemy. Basically, when you fight your favored enemy, you can do more better at it.
Okay, so these are things I can kill easier.
Yes, you have experience studying, tracking, hunting, or talking to a certain kind of enemy. You can
what
choose
are my options? You
can choose either a favored enemy type or 2 different types of humanoids. You have advantage on survival checks to find whatever that your target is. You can also choose a language spoken by your favorite enemy if they speak one at all.
I want.
Now we're going to be in a heist situation, which means there's going to be people.
So maybe humans would be a good idea.
So what kind of humanoids? You can't just be good at killing humans.
Can't I?
You can.
What kind of humans are there going to be? Dragonborn?
There might be a couple, yeah.
Maybe some dwarves. And then I want to be able to speak the language of the. Is the city going to be in the coast, or what kind of a city? What about Underdark? What is that? Is that just dark, or is that an
Underdark is a specific kind of location. It's like thousands of
that.
Caves and things. This city's going to be located on the coast. That's where it's going to be.
Okay.
So coast would be good. Basically, like, difficult terrain doesn't slow you down. You can't get lost. You always are alert to danger. So, like, you wouldn't really have that as a problem in a city, but if you have to venture out onto the coast,
in cities all the time.
Well, that's fair. You do get lost in cities all the time. So,
okay. All right, here we go. Now,
this is your ranger.
Okay.
They're pretty tough. They have a favorite enemy. They're a natural explorer of the coast, which is nearby. They also have 10 health, so that's good.
Oh, good. Is that a lot of health?
I mean, it's more than a wizard would have, kind of.
Fuck those weak ass wizards.
Okay. Now we have to pick your abilities, which is like how you fight.
Okay.
You do your fighting. For fighting. Do you want to kill things from far away or up close?
Ooh, definitely from far away.
So that would be dexterity. We'll probably want to set dexterity to 14 or 15.
Can I be smart? 14. How many points do I get?
So we have different numbers we can assign to different things. We have 8, 10, 12, 13, and 15 remaining. 8 is the thing you would be weakest at.
Okay, I want strength as my weakest.
Okay. So you're very live. You're very smart in that way. You're good.
And then I
want to
be smart. So I'm going to say maybe 12 smart.
Okay, 12 smart.
What's Constitution? How
much health you have?
Ooh, I'm going to say 13. And then it's a decision. Am I going to be charismatic or am I going to have wisdom?
So the thing
maybe,
this is what we would call metagaming. But you're as a tiefling, you already have +2 to charisma just by default. So if you set charisma to 10, it would actually be 12. And if you set it to 15, it would be 17.
Right, and that would be very charismatic.
You'd be a very charismatic ranger.
A very weak charismatic.
A very physically weak, but like wily is how I would describe it. You'd be a wily ranger.
I'm going to say 15 to wisdom.
You're very wise, very charismatic. You're pretty charismatic, very dexterous, which is good because that's how
and just weak as fuck.
You're physically not super strong. Although you are hardy. Like you're just not good at like you're healthy, but you're not like a lot of physical strength.
Yeah, I can take a beating.
You can.
I just can't dish it out.
So now we have to choose your background, and don't mind the copy of Noble and Nerdy Kid. Those are experiments I was working on. So what was Ni'zan Boone? What do they do? What's their job? Like in the world, what would you say their job is?
Ni'zan Boone.
They live in the city.
Okay, maybe do they work at a copy store, or can they deliver food, or be a outlander?
So you grew up in the wilds, far from civilization and the comforts of town and technology. You've witnessed the migration of herds larger than forests, survived weather more extreme than any city dweller could comprehend. You enjoyed the solitude of being the only thinking creature for miles in any direction. The wilds are in your blood, whether you're a nomad, an explorer, a recluse, a hunter-gatherer, or even a marauder.
Okay, that's something to think about.
Something to think about.
Yeah, I like that. Okay, let me look at one more. Let me see if I can find something in between.
Want to look at pirate?
Yeah.
You sailed on a seagoing vessel for years. In that time, you faced down mighty storms, monsters of the deep, and those who wanted to sink your craft to the bottomless depths. Your first love is the distant line of the horizon, but the time has come to try your hand.
Oh, I am going to be a pirate because I know the coast.
Yeah, that makes sense. So we have to discuss the nature of the ship you previously sailed on with your dungeon master. Was it a merchant ship, a navy vessel, ship of discovery, or a pirate ship? So you were.
I was a merchant ship.
So here's the thing, Kim, and I hate to do this to you, but the tieflings in our world that we're going to be playing in, they're Vikings, so they wouldn't be merchants. They would.
Oh, okay.
They would raid. They would go out and they would like take. I'm sure there would be probably one or two ships of trade, but I'm thinking that given your character is good at fighting, particularly dragonborn and dwarves, you are probably like a raider of some kind.
Okay. All right. I'm into it.
What would you have done on the ship?
I probably would be a person that would be like up high, just kind of looking around.
Like literally like a
scout. Like a little bit of a scout.
Okay. So that you would be up in like the crow's nest.
I think that's where I would want to be, yeah. Because that's probably where I'd be safest because I'm very weak.
Well, no, that makes sense.
And I could crawl up really easily because I have a lot of dexterity.
You're pretty quick at getting around, so you could climb like the mast and stuff. Very, very likely, like you were probably on like a raiding vessel that more than likely attacked the coast of actually probably the country that this town is in. This city is where capital is. You probably have attacked villages along there a few times, which is cool. Although because you are adept at fighting Dragonborn, lots of Dragonborn in our world are like barbarians and are really really fucking tough. So yeah, your ship probably traveled around a lot, so you've probably been around a ways.
Okay, cool.
Which is pretty sweet. And you were a lookout on your ship. How famous or infamous was it?
I mean, it was well traveled, right? So it was like, I can say, people probably knew.
Yeah. I mean, like, it wasn't like the Kanye West of ships, but if you were into like tiefling raiding vessels, you would know about this one.
Oh yeah, this was not a secret ship, but it was not.
No, it wasn't. It was famous among the people who cared about ships.
Yeah, I would say that.
What was the ship? What was the ship called?
It was called the Dainty Lady.
See, that's a good name for a ship, especially like a raiding ship, because you could land in port and they would say, "What's the name of your ship?" The Dainty Lady. And if any authority figures came to look at the ship manifest, they'd be like, "Well, surely the Viking ship couldn't be the Dainty Lady. That's absurd." Mm-hmm. They would just move on. Little did they know the Dainty Lady was in fact going to loot the town.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Let's see. You spent your youth under the sway of a dread pirate or ruthless cutthroat who taught you how to survive in the world of sharks and savages. You've indulged in larceny on the high seas and sent more than one deserving soul to a briny grave. Fear and bloodshed are no strangers to you, and you've garnered an unsavory reputation in many a port town.
That's actually true.
That is true. Did you leave your ship on good terms or on the run?
I left it on good terms. We're friends.
Okay.
They just you get to a point where you're sick of climbing the mast,
Yeah. Who was the captain and who was the first mate? I'll decide on who those are.
Okay, cool.
A little later. But you will. Right. You'll have them. You also get to be good at something because you were a pirate.
I want to be good at persuasion, just like in real life.
You are very good at
that. I'm not good at it, but I want to be good at that in real life.
So now you have the special feature background reputation. No matter where you go, people are afraid of you. When you're in civilized settlement, you can get away with minor criminal offenses such as refusing to pay for food at a tavern or breaking down doors at a local shop. Most people will not report your activity to the authorities, literally because they are scared of you.
Which is good, because if anybody were to try to fight me, I would die.
That's interesting, right? Like, you're all bark, especially because of persuasion.
But yeah, I'm very weak.
All right.
Okay.
So now we get to pick your personality characteristics, which
I get to choose two of everything, or just two of. Okay.
You pick two traits, and I think we'll pick one ideal, one bond, and one flaw.
Okay, here we go.
So
right, I want.
Now you don't. Now, if you want to just come up with them on your own, that's fine. But we can read through these just for fun.
No. Let me just see.
Your friends know they can rely on you. You work hard so that you can play when the work's done. You enjoy going to new places, making new friends over a flagon of ale. That actually sounds like real Kim.
Yeah, I like that. I like the flagon of ale.
You want to add that one?
Yeah. And then
we have you stretch the truth.
Yeah, and I'll stretch the truth for a good story. That is 100%. Yeah. Okay, good. And then that's also good, but I'm gonna go with
You like to kind of stretch the truth?
I like to tell stories. I like to drink and make friends.
Those are both Kim things.
Yeah.
Our show is built on those kinds of concepts.
Yeah.
So your ideals. So these relate to these sort of relate to your alignment, which is a D&D ass thing. Respect, the thing that keeps a ship together is mutual respect behind the crew and captain. Fairness, we will do work and share in the rewards. Freedom, the sea is freedom, the freedom to go anywhere and do anything. Mastery, I am a predator and the other ships on the sea are my prey. People, I'm committed to my crewmates, not to ideals. Aspiration, someday I'll own my own ship and chart my own destiny.
So I'm either lawful or neutral, honestly. We all do work, we all share and reward, or
don't worry about the this thing. Like think about if you actually feel like this is something true to you. Or true to
fairness. I'm going to say fairness.
Okay. You're a lawful pirate.
I am a lawful pirate. I think that people need to do work.
That's fair.
To get the reward.
So bonds. I'm loyal to my captain first. Everything else second. The ship is most important. Crewmates and captains come and go. I'll always remember my first ship. In a harbor town, I have a paramour whose eyes nearly stole me from the sea, like Brandy. I was cheated out of my fair share of the profit, and I want to get my due. Ruthless pirates murdered my captain, and crewmates plundered our ship and left me to die. Vengeance will be mine.
Do I want Brandy? She's a fine girl. What a good wife she would be.
But my life, my love, and my lady is the sea.
It's the sea.
It's the
Nearly
sea.
stole me from the sea.
Yeah. I think for this adventure, like, I'm loyal to my captain. Everything else is second. Like these are like kind of describing how your character would behave. Like what you would find. What would be important to you? Is it loyalty to your leader? Is it something that you've worked on and that you're working on? Is it that you always like, if you could get back to where you were before, that's what you would want to do? Are you driven by like vengeance? Are you driven by like greed? Like what is something that is like
I'm
important
gonna say I'll always remember my first ship.
And flaws. So the way to think about a flaw, this is the way I've heard flaws described, and I like it. So like an alcoholic can't choose not to take a drink. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. So if you have a flaw, this is something that like, I mean, obviously there's some nuance, but think about it like if this situation presented itself, very likely you would do this. Your character would do this. So follow orders, even if you think they're wrong. I'll say anything to avoid having to do extra work. Once someone questions my courage, I never back down no matter how dangerous it is. Once I start drinking, it's hard for me to stop, which is the example I just gave. I can't help but pocket loose coins and other trinkets I come across. My pride will probably lead to my destruction.
I'm going to say, for me, it's between 4 and 5, and I think that I'm going to go with 5. Because I'm constantly stealing small objects.
Which makes sense because your character is very dexterous, so they probably got some sticky fingers.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? They got some very sticky-fingered person. So we can pick alignment. Would you say your character is so you said
I'm lawful neutral.
Okay, that's good. You act in accordance with the law, but really personal code. Faith. In our world, tieflings they worship like their ancestors, and there is like the pirate deity that you would probably worship would be Tief Bragi. Tief Bragi. Which means I believe that means the bragging thief. I'm not totally sure. Your lifestyle,
probably closer to poor or modest.
I think probably, yeah, I would say that's probably true. Going without comforts in a stable community, simple food, lodgings, threadbare clothing, unpredictable conditions result in sufficient, though probably unpleasant experience. Your accommodations might be a room in a flop house or a common room above a tavern. That's probably accurate, given that you're like a pirate. You benefit from some legal protection, but you still have to contend with violence, crime, and disease. Oh, you got that covered. People at this lifestyle level tend to be unskilled laborers, costermongers, peddlers, thieves, mercenaries, and other disreputable types. Yeah, that works.
That's me. My hair is...
You can pick any color in the rainbow, Kim.
I'm looking around the room.
She's just looking at colors in her space.
I'm thinking
chroma
my hair
key green
should be silver.
Okay.
No, it is actually it's short in the front, and then a little bit long in the back.
Like a mullet.
We don't prefer that term, but okay.
Skin, which basically refers to like your complexion.
I'd say it's a cork. It's like the color of a wine cork.
So kind of like okay, I'm going to put down cork.
Orange, yeah, like but light orange.
Yeah, light orangey.
Orangey, yeah.
You could obviously be heterochromatic, but also like tieflings they can make their eye like all one color, like all red or all green with no like none of that white eye meat. It can be all the color.
It's called sclera.
I knew you would know.
No, I'll have sclera. I'm gonna have heterochromia, one like icy white eye, and one like green screen green eye.
Which is the eye you would put up to like the spyglass to look at the coast.
Give me that half inch.
Okay, fine.
5 foot 8 inches.
How much does your character weigh in pounds?
100. Well, they're very spry, right?
They're pretty spry, yeah. Well, actually, you know what? That they're spry doesn't necessarily mean they're thin. They could just be like good with their movement.
Say 140.
Okay.
36.
And what are their pronouns?
Let's do she. Can I? She, her.
There we go.
Okay.
All right. Organizations, allies, enemies, backstory, other. We can deal with that at a later date. All righty. And now we get to pick your equipment, and now we can go to what's next, which is all done. And we should probably pick a placeholder picture.
Bottom left.
This one?
Yeah, they look nice.
Okay.
There you go.
There we go. Ni'zan Boone.
Ni'zan Boone, you guys, it's me.
Let's view your character sheet. There we go. Ni'zan Boone, the she/her Glasya Tiefling Ranger, level 1.
I'm a dungeon dragon.
That was a thing you said. Sweet. So this will be.
What would you? I'm a character. I guess yeah. Okay, that is what I said.
Yep. So this will be when we finally play. You'll get to be Ni'zan Boone, the Glasya Tiefling. That's all we're gonna do today was help Kim make a character, and we have done so. And it took an hour, so I have some work ahead of me. We'll have to pick a day. We'll let everybody know when we finally actually do this dang thing and actually.
Wait,
play.
Are they gonna be their same old characters, and I'm this like new weird character?
No, they'll make new people for this.
Okay, cool.
Because the characters and the roles we made, they're like teenagers and shit. Like,
I think it'd be weird if I was 36 hanging out with a bunch of teens.
Yeah, it doesn't work. No, you're gonna.
Hey kids, let's go rob a bar.
Maybe that's your character's attitude, just causing trouble.
All right. Thanks, guys. Thanks for listening to my character, Ni'zan Boone. Mm-hmm. She is going to rob and serve liquor.
Oh, that'll be cool. Yeah, that'll be your job in the bar. Mm-hmm. Bye, everyone.
Bye.